Oh, it's you again. I remember you. Yeah, the day they wheeled you in. Well, I guess everybody gets wheeled in one way or the other. But, I guess you could say, I don't want to disturb you again. But would you like to, let these fine people hear your story and maybe let them know how me and you met? I'll never forget that day. I always hate doing the job the second time. It never feels right, no matter what the paperwork. Yeah, at least I was putting you down and not digging you up. But, so, Stevie, you want to tell these people your story? I mean, what else do you have to do? Sure as hell nobody, everybody knows you got nothing to lose either. So, you win. Yeah, why not? I guess you could say I'm kind of bored. So, let me start off by saying, thank you, Dr. Voodoo Folk, for letting me say my story. You know, I'm not going to tell you much about me. There isn't much really to say. I was just your local deviant. You know, son of a bitch you always saw at the bar, raising a little bit of hell. Never was a problem or anything. I just, I like to live a little on the wild side. Yeah. Everybody always knew me with either a glass of whiskey in my hand or a bottle of beer to my mouth. I'll never forget that night, though. The last time you see something, it sticks with you. Driving down the road, partying a little too much, but I had made the drive home from the bar. I couldn't tell you how many times. Way more fucked up than I was this particular night, I tell you what. Yeah. But this particular night, a little bit of rain came down, lost control of my truck, and the last thing I remember seeing was that good old telephone pole. There's a couple of minutes here and there. I guess my brain was still working, laying out there on the pavement, seeing the flash of cop lights, and every once in a while I get a glimpse of somebody staring into my eyes saying, is he still alive? And I'm sitting there saying he's not looking so good. I knew right then and there I was going to meet my maker if there was one, but I guess I just didn't live a good enough life for me to go meet him. Next thing I remember, I could feel this cold table up laying on my back. It was the stiffest thing I've ever laid on in my life. I'll never forget it. It was colder than an ex-wife's touch. And about that time, I could hear them talking about me. Heavy trauma to the head. Broken neck. excessive loss of blood. You know what's really weird? I never understood this, but the areas of my body that were ripped open, would you believe that they stitched me up just so they could pump some fluids into me? I mean, I appreciate the care, but I kind of think it's unnecessary. And also, why do you need to do an autopsy whenever obviously I was just ejected out of the window of my truck? Yet again, that was kind of pointless. But as they had me there on that old table, and they were feeding tubes up my nose and draining me out with one fluid and pumping me full of another one and putting the makeup on my face. I want to hear something weird. I understand the artistry of makeup, but whenever they took me off that table and they put me in my last suit, same suit I guess you could say I'm wearing today, they will do your makeup, they put you in your casket, and they stick Q-tips up your nose, and they drape plastic over your face so you don't smudge the makeup inside your casket. I never knew that until that very day. It's odd what you learn even after death, I tell you. But I'll never forget that autopsy day. That was the last doctor visit. Yeah, I guess I didn't pass the exam. And then my funeral. Couldn't see nothing, but I heard it all. I could feel it, you know. Especially, them sons of bitches that didn't care about me during my life. They wanted to sit there and cry and moan. And now they care now that I'm gone, but never cared while I was around. Lying sons of bitches. They're always there. You can always find a lying son of a bitch in a room. Especially at the funeral, I'll tell you what. Yeah. And then they took me out of the funeral home and put me in a hearse and drove me out to my grave. And I'll never forget them dropping me down and feeling the bottom of that hole and then hearing all the dirt come pouring down on top of me. And there I was at rest. And then, God, I guess a couple of years felt like days. Next thing I know, I hear the ground next to me being disturbed, and next thing I know is my aunt Ruth. She was a sweet old lady. She took care of me while I was a youngin'. She never really, she loved me, but she never really liked my wild ways. But it was nice having her next to me. We got to catch up, and she was able to tell me what's been going on with the family, And I knew she had visited a couple of times, and a couple of other people. I knew these things. I could hear them talk. But she let me know about the family. How they graduate and all that other stuff. And, well, as the time went on, more and more people started piling in the family. I got to catch up. It was so good. It was, me and my old man, we weren't even on good terms, and whenever he passed away, we were able to talk some things out. Till the day came, I started hearing a sound of a backhoe pulling up. Didn't think anything of it. Other people died around me. I've heard it a couple of times. This was really loud. Next thing I know, I hear scraping right above me. And next thing I know, I hear something about interment papers and all this other stuff, and I start feeling my casket shifting around. And I just hear this loud scraping sound of this machine right in front of me, but I couldn't see nothing. And then I felt something that I haven't felt in years, and that is the feeling of being lifted, put on the back of the truck. Evidently, my uncle, my dad's brother, really rich, he had passed away. Me and my uncle, we weren't that close, and he was really close with my dad. My dad, he loved me because, I was his son, but my uncle just thought I was the most rotten son of a bitch, and, I don't blame him for some of it. But he bought my plot, and he said whenever he passed away, he wanted me moved. And that's the day I met the doctor. Good old Dr. Voodoo. Out here, giving us a voice. I miss my family. Now I sit out here all alone. People don't visit me because I'm far, far away from home. At least every once in a while the doctor comes by and catches me up on what's going on nowadays. So thank you again to Mr. Voodoo folk for giving me this opportunity. I think I'm going to rest now. You ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. And understand, even after you pass, you may get evicted. Yeah, poor old Stevie. He's not wrong, though. That's why you gotta treat people right. Because, they might any day now just want to oust your ass for anything. See it happen all the time. Disinterments is what they call it. I don't like it. There's something about digging up someone in peace that I just don't settle too well. And you want to talk about a cussing? I mean, there ain't nothing like a cussing from the dead. You don't care what they're gonna say to you. But, shit, here he comes.
Doc, how many times will I have to tell you to stop yapping and get back to work?
Yeah, you goddamn demon. I'm on it. Yet again, that ain't going nowhere.
Neither am I, you son of a bitch. We made a deal. And I want my money. So I don't care about your little show. All I care about is that goddamn hole.
Yeah. I know. Move on, big boy. Well, I guess I'm gonna jump up off here. lovely ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. And I'll catch you next time, if there is a next time.